How long before there's a decision in New York? Hey, how are you, folks? Jason Horowitz. Glad to be with you on the Sports Update presented by Toyota. George Steinbrenner gave Joe Torre an ultimatum: win the ALDS or it was his job. And here on this Tuesday morning, the Yankees sitting on the outside after losing in the first round for a third straight year. 6-4 final. Indians win in New York to take the series 3-1, snapping a 6-game postseason skid in which they had a chance to clinch a series. Chien-Ming Wang started for the first time in his career on 3 days rest, but gave up his first career leadoff homer to Grady Sizemore. And then Paul Byrd, he gave up just 2 runs in 5 innings to get Eric Wedge his first playoff series victory. So the Indians move on to Boston in a series that begins Friday, and in New York, so much will likely change. Futures of Roger Clemens, Andy Pettitte, Jorge Posada, Mariano Rivera, and then, of course, A-Rod. And, of course, some of that all to be said to be dependent on Joe Torre. Second winningest manager in Yankees history, never missed the postseason in 12 years, 4 World Series wins, 6 appearances. But if George Steinbrenner sticks to his word, it'll all be done in New York. Well, if there's an owner in football like that of Steinbrenner, certainly would be Cowboys leader Jerry Jones. And in Buffalo, you could see how unhappy he was for the first 57 minutes or so of Monday Night Football. That all changed with an onside kick, and not just one, but 2 53-yard Nick Folk field goals as time expired. Dallas fends off 6 turnovers, 2 picks for touchdowns, and a kickoff return for a TD to come back and win 25-24 in Buffalo. 9 points, the final 20 seconds for the victory. Bills coach Dick Duran, he called a timeout before the final kick, forcing rookie Nick Folk to make it again, and he did. It's the second time this season that Bills fans at Ralph Wilson Stadium saw their team lose a game on a field goal as time expired. It was also the first time they saw a Monday Nighter at home in 13 years. As for Tony Romo, ties a franchise record with 5 interceptions, 6 turnovers overall, but still had 300 yards passing and 2 touchdowns. Romo became the first Cowboys QB in history to throw 3 consecutive 300-yard games. He now already has 7 career 300-yard games, more than half of what Troy Aikman had. So that sets up the matchup of 5-0 teams in Dallas at New England next week. Of course, that one in Texas. As for Jake Delhomme, won't throw in Carolina the rest of the year. Set to have surgery on his throwing elbow that'll sideline him for 7 to 9 months. David Carr, the starter for now, but also banged up. Rookie Matt Moore, the only other QB currently on the roster. As for Trent Green, diagnosed with the most severe concussion from his hit that he took to the head in Sunday's loss to Houston, already been ruled out for Sunday's game against Cleveland, but set to undergo further tests to determine if he'll ever play again in the NFL. All right, time for the Wits hit. Steven Jackson already ruled out for St. Louis's Week 6 game at Baltimore. Still no word yet on whether or not Mark Bulger will start. Seattle fullback Max Strong calling it a career after 14 years, all with the Seahawks. The veteran has a spinal cord situation that is ending his career, but not his quality of life. That is from the doctors. And Marion Jones, who last week pleaded guilty to counts of lying to federal officials about her use of steroids, gave back her 5 Olympic medals. She won 3 golds and 2 bronze at the Sydney Games in 2000, but no longer on the record books as winning any. So that'll do it for the Sports Update presented by Toyota for Tuesday, October 9th. Folks, a ton to be determined in the next couple days. Stay with CBSSports.com for all the latest. Enjoy the night in sports. I'm Jason Horowitz. Take care.